Our planet is adorned with countless islands, scattered like jewels across the vast expanse of our oceans. Many are bustling hubs of life, cradles of unique cultures and vibrant ecosystems, but there are some islands that remain untouched, isolated by distance, danger, or sheer peculiarity. These are places where the human story has never truly begun, or where it met a sudden and definitive end. They are nature's private kingdoms, governed by forces far older and more powerful than our own. For every island that welcomes us with sandy shores and gentle palms, there is another that repels us with unforgiving cliffs, treacherous waters, or an atmosphere of profound and unsettling mystery. These are the corners of the earth that have resisted our attempts at settlement, remaining wild and untamed. They are testaments to the raw power of the natural world, a reminder that not every part of this planet is meant for us. They are living laboratories and silent monuments to time itself. These are three of the strangest islands that no one lives on. Forgotten worlds where humanity has been driven away. We will journey to the tempestuous Southern Ocean, the haunted heart of the Pacific, and the frozen alien landscapes of the high Arctic. Each island holds its own unique story, a tale of survival, isolation, and enduring mystery. Join me as we explore these remarkable and uninhabited outposts of our world. Far to the south of New Zealand, beyond the roaring 40s and furious 50s, lies a solitary group of volcanic islands. This is the Antipodes Group, a place so remote, so battered by the elements, that its very name speaks of its isolation. It is quite literally on the opposite side of the world from London. No one lives here. Visiting is a monumental undertaking, reserved for the most dedicated of scientists and the most resilient of sailors. The journey itself is a testament to the island's remoteness. One must cross the Southern Ocean, one of the most treacherous stretches of water on Earth. Here, colossal waves, sculpted by ceaseless winds, march across the globe unimpeded. To be here is to feel the full, untamed power of our planet's weather engine. It is a place that has, for millennia, guarded its secrets with a fury of wind and water. Upon arrival, what one finds is not a gentle paradise, but a landscape of stark, dramatic beauty. Sheer cliffs, pounded relentlessly by the surf, rise from the inky depths. The air is thick with the cries of seabirds and the salty spray of the ocean. The weather is a constant, shifting presence. One moment a fragile glimpse of sunshine, the next, a howling gale that sweeps across the tussock grass with ferocious intent. This is a sub-Antarctic island, a world caught between the temperate and the frozen. The vegetation is low-lying and hardy, dominated by immense fields of tussock grass that ripple and sway like a golden ocean in the wind. There are also strange and wonderful megaherbs, plants that have evolved to giant proportions in this harsh climate. Their colorful blooms, a surprising splash of vibrancy against the muted greens and browns of the landscape. Life here has adapted to the relentless challenge of survival. The islands are a crucial breeding ground for millions of seabirds. Albatrosses, with their magnificent wingspans, soar effortlessly on the perpetual winds, returning here to nest and raise their young. They are masters of this aerial realm, their presence a constant and graceful reminder of the island's wild heart. Penguins, too, have made this their fortress. Erect-crested penguins with their comical and expressive yellow eyebrows navigate the treacherous, slippery rocks with a surprising agility. They form vast, noisy colonies, their calls echoing against the cliffs. They face a daily struggle, braving the frigid, predator-filled waters to find food for their chicks, their lives a constant cycle of risk and reward. But perhaps the most unique residents are the land birds. Two species of parakeet, the Antipodes Island parakeet and Reischek's parakeet, have carved out a life here. It is an extraordinary sight. A parrot, a bird we associate with tropical warmth, thriving in this cold, windswept world. They have adapted their diet, feeding on seeds, leaves, and even scavenging on seabird carcasses when the opportunity arises. The human story here is one of failure and tragedy. Attempts at settlement were brief and disastrous. The harsh climate and infertile soil made agriculture impossible. Shipwrecked sailors who washed ashore faced a desperate struggle for survival, leaving behind only faint traces of their ordeal. The island rejected them, its environment simply too formidable for permanent human habitation. Today, Antipodes Island is a protected nature reserve, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Access is strictly controlled. The greatest threat now comes not from settlement, but from accidental introductions. A single mouse, arriving on a ship, could wreak havoc on the delicate balance of this unique ecosystem, preying on the eggs and chicks of the native birds that have never known a mammalian predator. To look upon Antipodes Island is to look upon a world that has remained largely free from our influence. It is a stark and powerful lesson in the limits of human endurance and the incredible resilience of nature. It stands as a silent, wind-swept monument to life at the very edge of possibility, a kingdom of birds and wind, forever opposite to our own familiar world. In the vast, blue emptiness of the central Pacific Ocean, 1,000 miles south of Hawaii, lies a place of profound contradiction. This is Palmyra Atoll. From the air, it appears as a perfect cliché of a tropical paradise, a delicate necklace of emerald islets, fringed with white sand, encircling a series of brilliant turquoise lagoons. But Palmyra is no ordinary paradise. It is an island with a dark reputation, a place said to be haunted by its past. It is one of the most remote places in the United States, an unincorporated territory without any permanent residents. The atoll is a riot of life, a biological hotspot teeming with a density of living things that is almost overwhelming. The air is humid and heavy, filled with the scent of damp earth and decaying vegetation, and the constant hum of insects. The jungle is a thick, impenetrable wall of green, where trees and vines wrestle for access to the sunlight. Beneath the surface of its placid-looking lagoons, another world thrives. The coral reefs of Palmyra are among the most pristine on the planet. They are vast, complex cities of coral, bursting with color and activity. Sharks in numbers rarely seen elsewhere patrol these waters with a primal authority. Manta rays, graceful and enormous, glide through the currents, while countless species of fish swarm in glittering, ever-shifting clouds. This biological richness is, in part, due to the atoll's unique position. It sits within the Intertropical Convergence Zone, a band of weather near the equator known for its high rainfall. This constant deluge of fresh water creates a unique marine environment, a rainforest of the sea, that fuels this incredible abundance of life. It is a living laboratory for scientists studying how healthy, intact ecosystems function. But Palmyra's story is not just one of nature. During the Second World War, the atoll was transformed into a naval air station. The U.S. Navy dredged channels, built causeways connecting the islets, and constructed a runway and buildings. They brought thousands of personnel to this tiny speck of land, forever altering its landscape and, some say, its spirit. When the war ended, Palmyra was abandoned. The jungle immediately began its relentless work of reclamation. Today, the military presence is a collection of ghostly ruins. Concrete bunkers crumble under the weight of strangler figs. Rusted metal skeletons of buildings are swallowed by the vibrant, green foliage. The runway, once a lifeline to the outside world, is now a fractured, weed-choked scar on the landscape. It is these ruins, combined with the atoll's profound isolation, that have fueled its reputation for being haunted. Stories abound of mysterious events, of an unsettling atmosphere that seems to permeate the island. Sailors speak of an inexplicable sense of dread, of strange lights and phantom ships. The most infamous tale is of a grisly double murder that occurred here in the 1970s, a crime that seemed to cement the atoll's dark legend. Whether one believes in ghosts or not, there is an undeniable eeriness to Palmyra. It is the feeling of a place where two worlds collide. The vibrant, chaotic, and immoral world of nature is constantly erasing the brief, violent, and orderly world of human endeavor. The silence is profound, broken only by the cries of seabirds and the rustle of coconut crabs in the undergrowth. These coconut crabs are the true kings of the island. They are the world's largest land-living arthropods, powerful creatures that can climb trees and tear open coconuts with their formidable claws. They are everywhere, scuttling through the ruins and across the forest floor, a constant, slightly unnerving presence. They are the cleanup crew, the recyclers, the living embodiment of the atoll's wild, untamable spirit. Today, Palmyra is co-owned and managed by the Nature Conservancy and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service as a science and research station. A small, rotating group of scientists and staff are the only human presence. They live and work amongst the ruins and the wildlife, striving to understand and protect this unique, paradoxical world, a place that is at once a paradise, a ruin, a scientific treasure, and a source of enduring, chilling mystery. We travel now to the other extreme of our planet, to the frozen wilderness of the Canadian Arctic archipelago. Here, north of the Arctic Circle, lies an island of immense scale and profound emptiness. This is Devon Island. It is the largest uninhabited island on Earth. A landmass, the size of Croatia, yet home to not a single permanent human settlement. The reason for its vacancy is starkly, brutally simple. It is one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. This is a polar desert. The climate is relentlessly harsh, with long, dark winters where temperatures plummet to 50 degrees below 0 Celsius. The brief summer is cold and fleeting. Precipitation is minimal, comparable to that of the Sahara Desert, but what little snow falls rarely melts, instead being compacted over millennia into vast ice caps that dominate the eastern part of the island. The landscape is a breathtaking panorama of desolation. Vast plains of shattered rock and barren soil stretch to the horizon, a monochrome palette of gray and brown. Deep canyons carved by ancient rivers that now flow for only a few weeks a year, slice through the plateaus. It is a world stripped bare, where the geological bones of the planet are exposed to the sky. Yet, this forbidding landscape holds a secret. Look closely at the terrain, at the networks of valleys, the impact craters, and the rocky, barren ground. It bears an uncanny resemblance to the surface of another world, the planet Mars. This similarity is not just superficial. The geology, the extreme cold and the dry conditions make Devon Island the single best Earth analog for the red planet. It is for this reason that a very specific and very small group of people come here. For a few weeks during the brief summer, scientists and researchers from the Mars Institute and the SETI Institute inhabit the Houghton Mars Project Research Station. This small outpost of humanity is dedicated to learning how to live and work on another planet. Here they can test technologies and strategies for future human missions to Mars. When you see astronauts in their bulky spacesuits driving rovers across the desolate plains, it is easy to forget you are still on Earth. They conduct geological surveys, test drilling equipment, and practice extravehicular activities, all in preparation for a journey of millions of miles. Devon Island provides a crucial training ground, a place to face the challenges of planetary exploration without leaving our own world. Life, even in this extreme environment, finds a way, though it is sparse and tenacious. In the more sheltered valleys, where a little moisture can accumulate, one can find hardy mosses, lichens, and a few species of resilient flowering plants clinging to life. They are a testament to the incredible tenacity of biology, surviving in conditions that seem to preclude its very existence. The only large native mammals are small herds of muskoxen. These prehistoric-looking creatures with their shaggy coats and formidable horns are perfectly adapted to the Arctic cold. They roam the barren plains, their hooves scraping away the thin snow to find the sparse vegetation beneath. Their survival here is a masterpiece of evolution, a life lived on the absolute margins. A key feature of the island is the Houghton Impact Crater, a 23-kilometer-wide scar left by a meteorite that struck the Earth some 39 million years ago. The impact shattered the bedrock and created unique geological formations that have been perfectly preserved by the cold, dry climate. It is this crater that provides much of the Mars-like terrain that is so valuable to researchers. For the rest of the year, Devon Island is left to the wind, the ice, and the polar night. It returns to its natural state of profound silence and solitude. It is a world almost without sound, without movement, without color. It serves as a powerful reminder of what much of the universe is likely to be: beautiful, vast, and utterly indifferent to life. A world waiting, perhaps, for footsteps that have not yet arrived. From the windswept shores of the subantarctic to the haunted lagoons of the Pacific, and on to the Martian plains of the high Arctic, we have journeyed to the edges of our inhabited world. These islands, each in its own way, have rejected our attempts to tame them. They remain as powerful symbols of nature's sovereignty, places where the rules are not made by us, and where our presence is at best temporary and conditional. They are not empty wastelands. They are worlds full of their own unique forms of life, their own histories, their own mysteries. They challenge our perception of what an island can be, not just a sanctuary or a paradise, but also a fortress, a laboratory, or a mirror to other worlds. They remind us that our planet still holds vast, wild spaces, places that have endured without us and will likely continue to do so long after we are gone. Preserving these uninhabited islands is not just about protecting rare species or unique landscapes. It is about preserving the very idea of wildness itself. These forgotten worlds serve as a vital counterpoint to our bustling, interconnected civilization. They are a source of wonder, of humility, and of endless scientific fascination. They are the silent, watchful guardians of Earth's deepest secrets, standing testament to the raw, untamable, and enduring power of the natural world. And in their solitude, they hold a beauty and a meaning that is profound and everlasting.